Everything you see here is strictly informational. Forex is a high-risk business. Please do not place trades with more money than what you don't have. Please do not trade other people's money. Do not borrow any money than what you cannot trade with. And please take everything that I say as a personal opinion. I am not considered a financial advisor. I'm not considered a broker. I am just one here simply recording my journey along learning the markets.
Alright, here we go. One more time, another one. Bodies and wicks, guys. It is Ted talking about the pound versus the dollar, also known as cable. If you didn't know that, now you know. I'm not for sure, I'm going to take a look at what's been, at least the last 3 days, last 3 days of the week. This is what happened in the market. We do have equal lows here on the sell side, but it's having a willingness to want to go higher, which is interesting. But I want to bring it back, and then draw a fib from the most recent high to the most recent low. Probably, days wise, I guess you could say. Let's just go ahead and do a retracement, and I'm on forex.com for this one. This was like toward the weekend a couple weeks ago, and then the next week it decided to want to explode, and not really want to explode. I just kind of knew it was gonna buy. I had a really good feeling it was gonna buy because if you look at the committed traders report, so if you don't know what that is, it's basically where the red line is where the commercial banks have their positions, and the green line is where they're the speculative people, so large hedge fund managers, things like that. That's where they have most of their positions. They're usually almost completely opposite of each other. Sometimes they kind of go in the same realm of each other, but most of the time they're almost diametrically opposed. So I saw that the banks, the major banks, were actually getting lesser on their shorts and going more on their longs. And since they were doing that, going more on their longs, I thought it more than likely had an idea it was going to go out this week, and it did. I thought there was going to be less of a pullback last week and actually going to be more of a long. But actually it was weird because it actually had a huge pullback. Same as Euro USD. Euro USD had more of a pullback than I think the pound did, though, which is showing that the pound is actually slightly a stronger buy than the euro. But as I was showing earlier with the euro, if you didn't catch my euro video, trying to figure out, it looks like it's also wanting to go to the buy side. It could clear out some sell side liquidity before it does, and I think this could too. But if we're gonna do that with the pound, I want to go to the day chart with the pound, just so we can see this, because if we're gonna take out one, it's gonna want to take out almost all of them, right? So my computer is lagging a little bit right now, that's for sure, because I got the game playing too. Yeah, if we were to wanting to basically you need to have a bias. I'm trying to figure out that bias right now. Is it wanting to take out the highs, or is it wanting to take out the lows? Because it's going to try to take out one of them. It didn't take out this low yet, right? It has two equal lows down here, so there's a huge liquidity pool sitting down here, and once it takes out this low, then it's going to want to take out this one, and it's going to be like a ladder effect almost. And I have a feeling it's probably going to do that in one big swipe one day. I don't know which day it is, but I have a feeling it's going to do that one day. It probably is going to take, just because that's just the way the pound is. It just does that, as you can see. You know, it just does that, and it could also do that with the same with the buy side. It could just take all three of the highs out, the most recent highs out, daily highs, I should say, in one day. It could do that. So I am trying to figure out a sentiment, and there is basically equal highs here too. That happened on, like, you know, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday this week. Yeah, so there was almost equal highs here whenever it made that run up. And so if we go back to that 15-minute chart, you can kind of see that. If we go to auto here really quickly, well, right here. So right here, you basically have equal highs, and then you have another high sitting just above that. So right now, whenever it did do its pullback, it looked like a pullback to about the 50% mark of that fib that I drew from the most recent low to the most recent high, within a couple weeks time frame. So I'm just trying to figure out a bias here as to which direction it wants to go. Euro USD, I thought it looked like it was gonna. Oh, what do we have in here? Hold on, I think I just see something. And if I do see this correctly, it looks like we have some equal highs here. We do. I mean, they're pretty much equal highs. If they're not exactly equal, these are relatively equal highs. So I am going to throw a green one on this one here, as it usually gives me an idea of where liquidity is. So it looks like we have a willingness to want to go higher. So I'm gonna call a buy on GBPUSD. It looks like they have swiped out everybody on the sell side pretty much to a point, or at least those new lows that it created. Looks like that was pretty much to wipe out anybody that was trying to buy, you know, or at least had a buy position in before here, had their stop loss set, you know, somewhere, you know, around this area, looking to carry it over into next week. It looks like Friday just said, screw you guys, I'm going to take you guys out. And then it looks like this was a pretty good retracement here today, right after it opened. I don't know if that was a retracement or if that was a gap. Let's check out FXCM, because that one doesn't actually have gaps. This is the day chart. I actually did the same thing with this. Drew this one out. It is a gap. So since this is a gap, it wasn't a pullback. Looks like it went higher. Here's those equal highs on FXCM. Let me do the same thing here. I like comparing two different charts. It gives me a little bit of a different perspective each time. And it looks like we have, oh, yeah, kind of, I don't know. Because on this one, the 15-minute chart, it looks really wicky, right? It looks really big. It just, looks, damn it. Come on. There we go. See, I feel like this maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it, but I feel like this candle looks a little bit, no, it's about the same. They basically did the same thing here. It looks like it just said, screw you guys. Taking y'all out. Came back down. But it didn't trade lower, so that's what tells me, because usually it'll run on liquidity, have another run, so it's clearing out all these lows, so that way I can buy higher. So my bias is going to be a buy for the GBPUSD. It also set up equal highs here, just as the Euro USD did. So if we check out Euro USD, it also, well, it looks like it created new equal highs, right? So it did the same thing. So it looks like they're both setting up for a buy. So I'd expect a pullback, probably sometime during the London session. Where that pullback is going to go to, that is a good question. Don't know if I really considered that's definitely not a bearish order block. I don't know if I consider this a bearish or a bullish order block either, considering the wick it has, but the wick it has is completely engulfed in the body of this, but this is a little bit wickier than this. I don't really know if I'd consider that an order block either. So the best thing I could speculate would be a hidden level, which I'm going to draw hidden. There's a hidden level, looks like at 28,800. That's good enough for me. Draw there from there. Just to make sure this is at 2800. These levels are baked into the charts. If you don't know, 200, 500, 800, 0 level, 100s. Basically, or not 100s, but 200, 800, 500, and then kind of 000. Basically, hidden support and resistance. So if it were to pull back to a optimal trade entry, which would be a 7.5% retracement, it would do the same thing that Euro USD would do, which would create another equal low opportunity. So give it a reason or give it a magnet to pull back to, if it was to pull back to here. But it would make sense because I guess if this is considered, and this is, no, it's, I mean, there's a thing, you gotta kind of look at like the different time frames too. Because then you could kind of say, hey, yeah, this is a bearish or a bullish order block. But it's really not because, well, yeah, it kind of, yeah. Because a bullish order block would have a bigger red candle. And this is definitely not a bigger red candle, so it's not really a bullish order block. It's more bearish, which has me worried, but it's definitely trying to tell us it wants to go higher. This right here is a bearish order block, or bullish order block, I should say. 1 hour time frame. So it gapped. When it gapped in, or it actually opened, it opened up below the order block, traded up through it. It could come back down potentially about halfway through that order block. So this hidden level might not be so hidden. And if this were, let's see, let's see if it was the bottom of this, it came to the 70.5. That would be, well, let me actually open this up a little bit bigger so we can see it. Strangely, it looks like it almost be about halfway through the candle. So that would be about right. So I have a feeling the Asian range or the rest of this range may kind of peter out or dwindle down, and then I think it's going to probably make a pullback to, that would be around the 29,200 level actually. Like that was one of those baked in support and resistance charts that or support and resistance areas I was talking about. So throw that in there. Let's change the color. Let's go yellow. So I think it might pull back to, and that would be right around the 70.5 as well. Looks like it's already done. That came through. I think I traded through it on Friday, but it doesn't mean it's still not there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that is my take on this. It looks like it came up, it created an equal high on purpose. I don't think it's, well, I said that last time about the equal high, and it just ran away from it, and that was, you know, on Tuesday of this week or whatever, whenever it did this. And that was the 13th through the 14th. It created those equal highs, and I thought it was going to come back, and it didn't. What it did is actually did a run on the stops, and then that gave it the green light to trade lower as it came down lower, and it looks like it came down 2 order blocks as well. So that's possibly what made it want to trade higher. Hold on, where are we at here? So it came down here. Like I said, it has so much sell side liquidity that it just wants to run through. But the sell side liquidity is also in the form of order blocks as well. So that's an order block. That's an order block. But they've already bounced through these. See, this one bounced through that order block. I don't really know if that would consider, well, yeah, it bounced through that order block too. So I feel like those order blocks have already been used. And usually when they're used, they're not reused. You know, at least from what I've seen anyway. So it looks like it did use those whenever it was making its run higher. And it's set up buy side liquidity. And it could have easily ran lower though. It could have already ran lower and taken out those lows, but it didn't. And there's got to be a reason that it didn't. That's because I think it has a willingness to want to go higher. So, since it has a willingness to want to go higher, let's even get down to the dirty 5 minute one. Let's see what's been going on with it in the last couple hours. It came up, created equal highs, right? Ran through those. Came up, created more equal highs, alright? So that tells retail traders to sell. So they're selling right now, of course. And I don't blame them. But they think that's it. They think it's going to continue going lower. And that is their fault, because it is going to go higher. How far it's going to pull back to, I don't know. I just know that it's going to buy. It's definitely going to buy. I personally think at this yellow line here, I think it's going to pull back to there. Just because, again, it's at 200 level, that baked in 200 level. As well as we kind of had, it was on the opposite side of an order block. Definitely not a 5 minute order block though. Or yeah, actually that is that a solid red candle there? That is a solid red candle. It is definitely going to hit that candle and bounce off of it, I think. And that candle goes from, yeah, open, close, high and low, same numbers. That is one solid 5 minute candle. That is insane. I've actually never, I don't know if I've ever seen that before. So that just tells me that was priced like that on purpose. 29200, let's see here, 2925, 2916. I did this with the other video. Sorry, I'm gonna have to find out what that middle average is. 129,235, and then 129,176, 2. So we're looking at 129,005 would be the middle of it. So the middle of it would be just a little bit higher. So we might see it come down to just, might see it enter at that 62. We could see it come down a little bit lower. that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, that's my look on GBPUSD for today and tomorrow. I think it's gonna pull back to about this 2 point. Who knows? It could happen in 5 minutes. The way it's looking. But no, I think it's going to come down here, and it's probably going to bounce off here, and then it's going to do one of these, and then pull down, and then take off after that. So I'll put these ideas on TradingView as well, just so I'm not trying to make a liar out of myself. And we'll see what happens. But if you haven't watched my videos and you don't know who I am, I'm Ted with Bodies and Wicks, and I analyze charts and I read price action, and I try to take into consider what I've learned from the Almighty God Inner Circle Trader. That's who I primarily learned from, and see if it plays out. And I usually paper trade a lot. I've been doing this for a couple of months. I put real money into this when I first started. Wasn't the best idea. I've taken a step back. I'm paper trading a lot now, and just seeing how this goes. Hold on, let's go back to that chart, because it looks like it is dipping. Well, it got down to, it got down to exactly where I thought it would and bounced. That's exactly what happened already. Did I say it would come down to that area and bounce? It did. It came down to right there and it bounced. Alright, so I was right about that. What can I say? I already know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'll try to get an update on this tomorrow, and we'll see what happened with the British pound. If you do like me sharing what I share, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That'd be cool. I share content like this usually do it about once a week, but I've been trying to do it a little bit more often here lately. Last week I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning of the week, so I kind of cut myself off from doing it toward the middle of the week, and I was like, I need to rethink the charts right now, because I am not calling anything correctly. I'm not reading anything correctly. So taking a fresh new viewpoint on this week, and we'll see where we go from here. But if you can give a like on the video as well, that actually is better, because when people click through the videos and they see a like on it, they're more enticed to click on it. Who would have thought? But yeah, I'll update this whenever we get an update. All right, see you guys, and remember to always